You go bow for the result, though. Nothing to discuss, oh. Cause I did by default and without any doubt, though. I'm a me happy adult, though. I no go feed the girl.
Welcome, the randoms. So I'll be doing something different this time. Instead of saying the days of the week that I'm gonna post, I just want to be more consistent and just pushing content. So that's what we're working on doing. Cause I don't know, like lately I just been being lazy, just being honest with y'all. Like one thing about it, I would never lie to y'all, bro. And realistically, I was not giving 110%. So it's time to get on it. It's time to give 1,010, okay? So let's go ahead, let's get into these stories. Story number 1. Am I wrong for spending money saved for an engagement ring on a tattoo? A bit more than a month ago, my now ex broke up with me out of the blue. I don't want to go into the details of the relationship or the breakup, but we had been talking about marriage before the breakup. We had settled on the wedding bands and the engagement ring. I am by no means well off and arguably live paycheck to paycheck, but I managed to always pay my bills, save money and budget for fun, for things like concerts, fancy dinners, trips, random events, etc. While still doing all this, I managed to put aside several thousand for the engagement ring she wanted. After the breakup, I decided to spend money on myself. I bought myself my favorite bourbon, a case of my favorite cigars, and finally finished a large tattoo sleeve I've been having worked on for the past 2 years. The issue came when I started casually seeing a young woman, let's call her D. I knew D before I met my ex, but we were more acquaintances than anything else just due to life stuff. And honestly, because I only had eyes for my now ex from the moment I first met her. But we knew enough about each other that she was familiar with the fact that I'm not one to just casually throw money around. Since this money wasn't budgeted for anything, well, not since the breakup. And let's be honest, I'm heartbroken. I've been a lot more willing to just say F it and spend money. Tonight I met D for dinner and drinks, and during the drinks part of the evening, she noticed my fresh ink and jokingly asked me if I had gotten promoted or hit the lottery. When I explained to her where this money had come from, she got real serious and told me that spending it like that was disrespectful, that I had saved that money for something beautiful, and by wasting it, it proves I never cared about my ex. Hold on, first off, D gotta go, okay? She gotta go. Cause this is the thing, like it didn't work out. So I feel like it's more than okay for you to spend money for yourself. Like at this point, you're heartbroken. Hell, you if you wanna go out and you wanna make a trip to Las Vegas, do that. Now, D overstepping. D ended up leaving me at the bar where I am currently typing this up because she was upset with me. Maybe it's the fantastic cocktails blurring my judgment, but am I wrong for spending my money? No, like you're not wrong for spending your own money, especially because the relationship didn't work out. It'd be different if you bought the engagement ring for her and y'all got into like maybe an argument or something like that, and then you just go and pawn the freaking ring. Okay, that's a whole nother conversation. But the fact that like it's over with, like you could do whatever you want with that money. You spent it, you spent the money to buy the ring, and the relationship didn't work. What did she want you to do? She wanted you to walk up with the ring on your finger? I mean, I'm not really understanding. Like, no, you're not wrong in this situation at all. Story number 2. Am I wrong for refusing to drive if my wife is in the car? Hold on. For years after we got married, I could never figure out why I would be so angry and moody anytime my wife and I went somewhere. Then it finally clicked. I was only in a bad mood if I drove with my wife. My wife is the absolute worst backseat driver I have ever seen. Doesn't matter how I drive, she still finds things to complain about. Sorry, y'all, if y'all hear a lot of noise, it's because like they're doing something in the upstairs apartment. Why did you go this way? If you would have went that way, we would be there by now. Wait a minute, I feel attacked. Are they coming for me? I don't be in the back seat, but on the passenger side, I do be saying a little something. I be like, hey, you need to slow down. Why you driving so fast? Oh my God, it's too much traffic. You need to do something. But also, I think it's just the fact that it just be my anxiety with a bunch of freaking cars. People be doing crazy stuff on the road, just being real. It's sometimes, yeah, it may come off like it's geared towards my husband, but most of the time, like, it is them, bro. It is them 110%. And I just be like, babe, do you see that? They're braking. They braking. Stop. Slow down. Hey, what you doing? This is her complaining. You driving too fast. You driving too slow. You could have made that light. That light was red and you blew through it. Can you brake any harder? There was 17 great parking spots and you had to choose parking spot 18, which is the absolute worst. You turned your blinker on too late. You turned your blinker on too early. Why are you accelerating so slowly? Whoa, was it necessary to accelerate that quickly? Etc. So for the past couple of years, I have refused to drive. I now make her do all the driving. And lo and behold, I'm no longer a grumpy person when we travel. She has now gotten upset that she now is always driving and told me I need to at least split driving 50-50 with her. Now, I ain't never heard that before. That's a new one. That's a new one. I told her if she could keep her opinions to herself while I was driving, then I would. She agreed. So last weekend I started driving. She couldn't even last 3 minutes without criticizing my driving. I pulled over and told her, I'm done. Either she takes over driving or we're going home. She eventually took the wheel and she muttered that I drive like a... Even though there's only one of us who has tickets and has at-fault accidents on their record, and it's not me. Did she just catch a stray? So am I wrong for refusing to drive if she's present? I feel like, man, I'm finna come for myself in this. No, you are not wrong for not wanting to drive with her, okay? But to my husband, if you're watching this, don't try to take his advice because I'm not driving. And that's final. Story number 3. Am I wrong for turning away my partner's grandparents when they showed up unannounced? My partner and I had twins in February. We're currently living in her parents' neighboring house because they acquired it after the neighbor passed away, and we're renting/renovating it with them. We have set clear boundaries that we don't want surprise visitors, and we would like it if they only came over once or twice a week so we can have some privacy. Today, my partner's dad texted her while she was trying to take a nap, letting her know that her grandmother, his mother, had shown up at their house unannounced. We appreciated the heads up, and she continued with trying to rest as the twins were finally fed, changed, and no longer being fussy. About 10-15 minutes later, her phone starts ringing and I see it's her dad. I answered and he let me know her grandma and grandpa were walking over. I told him I would turn them away as everyone was finally sleeping and it wasn't a good time. He said you shouldn't do that because it will start a fight. I said, oh well, it's not a good time. There we go. Standing on business. Matter of fact, and y'all said it was a boundary. So yeah. Her grandparents rang the doorbell twice during that phone call, almost back to back, waking her and one of the boys up. I told her to just keep sleeping, I'll deal with it.
Ooh, can I call you daddy?
I answered the door and her grandma could tell I was exhausted because she asked if we were sleeping. I said, yes, we all are. She said, too bad, and tried stepping towards the door. Hold on, grandma. No, ma'am, you are not coming in here. I said no. I pulled it shut a little more so it was barely open enough for me and told her, no, it's not a good time. They haven't been sleeping good and I don't want them waking up since they're finally asleep. She pretended she was okay with it and parted ways. Okay, and bye. A few minutes later, my partner called her dad with the boys screaming in the background, telling him we turned them away. He did what he usually does when he's mad and kept giving short 1 or 2 word replies. Then after she was done talking, he blew up talking about how he's going to have to deal with her grandma being pissed off now and saying something like, I might as well fucking broadcast your damn rules to everyone to not show up unless they call ahead. Okay, and good, do that. So that way they know that if they come here, they're going to be turned around too if they don't let us know. Thank you. Along with some other stuff I didn't catch as I was in the other room. She started crying, saying bye while he was still yelling and hung up. Now I feel like I shouldn't have told her grandparents to come back another day because her dad apparently can't deal with his mother's or his own emotions, and it would have been easier to just deal with them coming in and disturbing the peace that we had just managed to establish. So am I wrong for turning them away? Should I have just dealt with them coming in for a little while? Why would you feel that you were wrong when you created boundaries? You let them know what those boundaries were. You just had kids, twins, at that, twin babies, okay? And you think that you're wrong because they were asleep and you ain't want to disturb them or disturb your own peace or your wife's. No, don't question yourself on that. Just because they're upset, let them be upset. They'll get over it. And if they don't, oh well. Let me tell you something. With life, like sometimes people gonna be upset and that's okay. Like, do not disturb your own peace for somebody else. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed these stories. I hope y'all been having wonderful weeks, months, years, all that. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below. Let me know y'all's thoughts. Share this video with your friends and your family. And I will see y'all in the next video. And I hope you're having a wonderful day.